There are way too many battle passes these days, and you see them absolutely everywhere. We can thank Fortnite for popularising them, as they were among the first to bring them to video games, and replacing a decade filled with the DLC pack model, where DLCs would be sold separately from the game itself. Nowadays, we see battle passes flooding every game under the sun, from Halo to Dead by Daylight, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and of course the most recent offender of the Battle Pass, Overwatch 2. Battle Passes replaced the model known to many gamers of the 2010s, when DLC packs were all the rage, with new weapons, modes, maps, etc. With this model, if you didn't like a DLC pack, you didn't have to buy it, and therefore you could just pick and choose what type of content you wanted. Months later, if you decided, hey, I actually do want that DLC with all the content it had to offer, you could buy it. You know, it wouldn't have just disappeared forever. However, battle passes are currently the it thing right now for game developers, and it's clearly raking in the money, and so if it's trendy, it's gonna stay, and as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But first, let's answer a question. What is a battle pass? Well, I'm glad that you asked. A battle pass is a collection of items such as in-game currency, cosmetics, emotes, and other assorted items which realistically hold no real value outside of the game except for clout. More often than not, there is always a premium paid version of these battle passes which offer the player more access to cooler in-game skins and camos, and most of the time also include some form of XP boost to help players get through that battle pass a little bit quicker. However, there is always a free alternative to the battle pass for players who don't want to spend their hard-earned money on cosmetics. However, the limitations of the free battle passes are present by the lack of free items that you can obtain in them. Often enough, a lot of the items you unlock are rubbish or just okay, and this is even the same for the paid version to some degree. You might get one nugget of gold, but in a heap of absolute trash, such as emotes, which honestly hold no in-game functionality apart from maybe taunting an enemy after they've died. And this is where my biggest gripe comes in. Most of the actual interesting cosmetics are now placed front row and center on the in-game stores, where you can just buy the skin outright for often enough more than the cost of the battle pass itself. Which is just... With the plethora of battle passes being implemented into so many multiplayer games nowadays, it's practically impossible to keep track of them all, not even to mention being able to actually complete them as well. Unless you literally have all of your time free during the day and night to play these games constantly 24/7, you will be unable to complete these battle passes. Honestly, keeping on top of all of these battle passes is very, very exhausting, especially if you're the type of player who consistently purchases all of the battle passes for games that feature them, because there's just really not enough time in the day. Dedicating all of your time to getting through battle passes, especially completing them as well, will most definitely lead to some form of video game fatigue or burnout. To be quite honest, you will probably get about halfway through a battle pass and then maybe take a step back and have a little break for a while, only to hop back into the game and then realise that you only have a couple of days to complete the battle pass. And so you grind and grind and grind as much as you can, and then the season's over, the next battle pass releases, and the cycle continues once again. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make this video and lie to all of you who are watching, but sometimes I get FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. And this rings true for battle passes, especially if I have purchased them. I remember the earlier days of Fortnite, I played that game to death for at least the first 5 or 6 seasons, just to get the rarest skins, which I proudly still represent to this day. Unfortunately, with most battle passes, you only have a limited time frame to unlock everything inside of that season's battle pass before it ends, and then poof, the season's over and you can never unlock those items again. However, in Fortnite, they do allow players to continue to earn cosmetics for their battle pass progressive characters after the season ends, which I personally think is a really nice touch and something I wish a lot of other games would introduce in one way or another. Battle passes in free games? Yes, I can understand that, I can get behind that, because hey, companies do have to get some form of income for their product, so that is totally understandable. However, when it compromises a game's integrity, that becomes a little bit of a problem. Especially if it deviates heavily from a previous entry's already established model. For example, the Overwatch 1 model was practically perfect. You earned loot boxes through leveling up, which could either give you an in-game currency, or it could give you a character skin, or just flat out give you a random skin for a character. And you got one of these loot boxes by either leveling up or completing challenges. Sounds simple and fair enough, am I right? Whereas with Overwatch 2, I'm gonna make it, super simple. You either buy the Battle Pass, or you get nothing. Battle Passes being so popular is not really anyone's fault. If you like the model, hey, good for you. Personally, I'm very disinterested in the model. It was fresh and new when it was introduced by Epic Games in Fortnite, but now even paid games having battle passes just really doesn't sit right with me. Because you can't forget that video game prices have been going up steadily throughout the years. Because if you think about it, your average AAA title will cost around maybe £60 to £70, and on top of that with battle pass prices, if you go throughout the entire year, you're probably paying about £100 in total for all of that game's content, including the battle pass. And you would really think that, Call of Duty or Apex Legends or Halo for that matter would just include these contents with free updates. But no. They don't do that. However, if it floats your boat, then, that's totally fine. But what do you think of battle passes? Do you love them or do you hate them? Because either way, they're gonna stick around until the next monetization trend comes along, whether you like it or not. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, then subscribe, like, and turn on the notification button so you don't miss another upload from me. So thank you, and goodbye.